Hi everyone, it's Sunday, September 12th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. Last week was a short but difficult one for hide sellers in the US. This was particularly true for steers, which could hardly drum up any interest, and some large Asian tanners largely remain out of the market. Prices were again lower, but the individual declines were more limited and some selections managed to remain rather steady. That, however, was because of a lack of activity, not because price levels are that firm. And as is always the norm when the market starts heading downward, rumors were rampant about sales at prices lower than the posted rates, but most of those have to do with averaging down more expensive contracts and not necessarily new business. Taking a look at heavy Texas steers, they did ease again, but the drop was just $1 or $2. Seasonal weights of 62, 64 pounds sold for a high of $48 and $49. Again, with particular reference to Texas, rumored sales were below this level and they were circulating wildly, but none were confirmed. The cow market, on the other hand, saw interest, but the prices were all over the place. Bids were anywhere from just a couple of dollars below last sales to those that were down by double digits. In the end, any decreases were limited to about $1. Combined export sales for the week ending September 2nd were down by 23% at 409,000. Export shipments were also down by a similar percentage at just 414,500. Slaughter for the week through Saturday, September 11th was down by 8% from the previous week at 577,000. And this is because there was virtually no slaughter on Monday because of the Labor Day holiday and the short work week. From Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that the trend and the sentiment have turned bearish. Right now, furniture seems to be the only healthy sector, while footwear and automotive are beset with all kinds of difficulties. In the UK, prices have been trending downward, but they are in a bit of limbo until the upcoming fairs set new prices. The British 36 plus ox is selling at £1.30 in sterling, and in Ireland it's selling for €1.40 per kilo. Although there are some who think that that price is still softer. With regard to bulls, it was a challenging week with all the automotive issues, but most origins managed to confirm their prices, although negotiations were few. The southern German selections are still at €1.90 per kilo. That said, there were a couple of origins that managed a few small increases in Europe. In the cow markets, things there are beginning to look a little softer, while in the veal skin market, everything looks really firm because of the scarce supply and the good demand for veal skins. Turning to South America, we actually had a bit of a surprise this week. Editor Ronald Guiel reports that the average price of fresh hides actually slipped a little. Mind you, the drop was just 2 cents in reals, but this is the first dip in several months. The average price is now at 4 reals and 18 cents. TR1 remains unchanged at $1.15 to $1.20 per square foot, as it has been for some time. For the rest of Latin America, things were pretty steady. However, some changes may be coming in Argentina, so you'll want to keep an eye on that market. In other news from Brazil, August hide and skin exports totaled $127.8 million, and that's an increase of almost 61% compared to the same month last year, and it's a little more than 11% above July. As for the total exported in square meters, August was 15.5 million, a little more than 3% above the same month in 2020 and 19% more than in July. Looking at exports for the year through August, they were nearly 55% above the value compared to last year and 13.8% more in square meters. So value has gone up more than the volume. From elsewhere in Latin America, in Argentina, the Curtum CBR crisis worsens. In Mexico, the 380% increase in shipping costs is affecting Guanajuato industries. And in Uruguay, the USDA, Foreign Agricultural Service, says that slaughter is going to be higher, along with record meat exports in 2022 in that country. And the FAS also issued its annual report on livestock and beef for Venezuela, so you'll want to check that out. That's all we have for this week, and until next week, good night from HideNet.